Welcome to Tech Tuesday on the Final Boss podcast, where innovation meets attitude, and the future gets decoded one byte at a time. I'm your host, Turbo the CEO, and your co-host, Mike Foth. And today we're diving deep into the tech trenches to uncover the tools, trends, and truths shaping tomorrow. Whether you're a code slinger, gadget geek, or just tech curious, this is your weekly power-up. So grab your controller, plug in, and let's level up.
Welcome to Tech Tuesday of the Final Boss Podcast, or the Final Boss Podcast Tuesday night edition, Tech Tuesday. I am your host, the Final Boss, and my co-host, per usual, the Sensei. Let's give it up for him, man. Woo, the Sensei is back. We missed you last week, Sensei. We missed you. So, man, tonight we have a great show for you guys, and without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right to the business. Hope everyone's having a great week. I hope you're having a great, phenomenal week. It is Tuesday night, and what we do on Tuesday, we talk about tech and all things tech, including AI. And some of you who've been following us for a while, thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate all your support, and thank you for being here. Hey, Cuzzo, I see you. My cousin Crystal is on. Shout out to her coming from Texas. Thank you, Crystal. Molly's on. I'm waiting for Chikandi to get on. Oh, man, all the favorites are here tonight for Tech Tuesday. They're not here to see my handsome face. They're here to see your handsome face, sir. How you feeling? Because they're here to see you.
Ha.
Look, it is amazing. And you know, I want you guys to please continue to like, share, subscribe, all of the on all of the social media platforms that you see us on, whether it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and for all of your audio pleasures on Spotify. And to each and every single one of you, no matter where you are and where you are tuning in from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This is Tech Tuesday edition of the Final Boss Podcast. Now, this is episode number 146. On our way to episode number 200. We're going to make it to episode 200, and it'll be here before you know it. It will be here before you know it, ladies and gentlemen. And so yeah, a couple admin notes, man, and then we're gonna get into tonight's show. We have a great show for you tonight. We're gonna be talking about some things that we've noticed for some time, and we've been contemplating on having a discussion on. But it's time. The time is now, and we're bringing it to the forefront. And we're going to be talking about AI and its vulnerabilities. So that's going to be tonight's show, man. AI and its vulnerabilities. We go into the complete title in just a sec. But look, I lead you to continue to, like I said, drop your comments on whatever social media platform you're watching from. Send us an email at info@thefinalbosspodcast.com. Email again is info, right, at thefinalbosspodcast.com. We greatly appreciate that, man. Keep those emails coming. Also, check out the website, man. Go check out our website at www.thefinalbosspodcast.com. That is www.thefinalbosspodcast.com, all one word. Go check out our website where you can see each and every last single episode, man. You can go from the beginning until now. All 146 episodes are on the website, you guys. And the website gives you more interactive things to do. So there's a lot of there are more tools on there that you can play with than just seeing us on the social media platforms that you're watching us from. And tonight's brass tacks is coming from Eliezer Yudowski. And here it is. Here's tonight's brass tacks. By far, the greatest danger of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it. Again, tonight's brass tacks coming from Eliezer Yudowski. And here it is one more time for you people. For my smarts, my final bosses, to my motivators, to my warriors. By far, the greatest danger of artificial intelligence is that people conclude too early that they understand it. Let's give a shout out to them for that great and wonderful brass tacks of the evening, which is going to lead us into our discussion for episode number 146. Oh man. How you feel, big guy?
Oh, back from travel and
Okay.
ready to get into a highly technical subject tonight.
All right. I see you got your highly technical subject matter expert voice on. So that's cool.
Absolutely.
All right. And if you're just now joining us, thank you for being here. And we will be ready to get started short in a matter of seconds. Let me set up this other camera. Yes. All right. So tonight's episode, vulnerabilities of how AI agents can be exploited. We're going to talk all about that, right? We're going to talk all about that. And listen, family, Final Boss Nation, this is the Final Boss community, Final Boss Nation. We're going to be cutting through the illusion. We're going to be cutting through. Where's my pointer at? Oh, here it is right here. We're going to be cutting through the illusion, right? People love the shiny demos, the magic tricks, the AI explained in 5-minute videos. But nobody talks about the infrastructure underneath that can be hijacked, twisted, or quickly and quietly corrupted. We're not talking about chatbots that answer your one-line question. We're talking about agent systems that do things. And the moment software starts taking action in the real world, every action becomes a possible attack vector. So today, we're pulling the curtain back on the weaknesses nobody in Silicon Valley wants to talk about. And Sensei, lead us into the discussion, sir.
So you said it right. No one wants to talk about this because right now, this development is the wild, wild west. It's like everybody wants to get to the finish line. Everybody wants a new shiny product. So it's like when you build the fastest car, but you forget to build in brakes, or you don't have good steering. You can go straight line real quick, but you can't stop. And the moment a curve comes up, you're going to go off the rails. You're going to be done.
Absolutely.
So that's our big concern right now is that there is not enough protection being built into this. And the easy narrative is that the AI goes rogue. So you think, oh, it's like Skynet, it takes over the world. It's bad. But that's not what happened. We're not seeing that actually happen. What we're going to see happen, which is closer to the truth and reality, is we're the inverse of that. It's an obedient AI doing exactly what it's told. But the instructions it receives have been quietly rewritten. So the protection on the beginning, on the back end, is not there.
Okay.
So the vulnerability rarely is the model itself.
Okay.
It's the pipelines, it's the interfaces, the permissions. And here's the big one. the trust assumptions that wrap around it. We trust that it's going to do what we want. So therefore, we give it access to us. And we've talked about what are you going to be in the future? You're going to be your digital identity.
Yeah.
So if you allow a chatbot or a bot to assume your identity, you trust it. So the worst AI isn't the one that disobeys, it's the one that obeys the wrong voice.
And that sounds like it's wrapped in one of our all that sounds like it's wrapped up in one of our favorite words that starts with the E and ends with ethical. Ethics or ethicals. So yeah. Let's make sure everyone's calibrated before we go deeper. So if you're in the chat, I want you to have your pen and paper, your trusty notepads, or anything, because we're going to go and do a deep dive in this very subject right here, and we want everybody to be prepared, right? So we're going to be throwing terms around like agent and assistant, but most folks don't know the difference of what that means. So break this down for the audience. I'm going to break this down, right? When does a chatbot stop being a toy and start being something that can actually cause real world damage?
So the short and practical of it is this. A chatbot replies. You give it information, it gives you a response. We're used to that because we use Google for searching. You put it in a search, it gives you a result. But an agent acts. When an assistant can call an API, which is called Application Programming Interface, which is pretty much basically remote controls for software, or open files. Now think about this. When the assistant can call APIs, it can open files, it can send emails,
right?
You can use browser automation tools. It can run operating system level commands. It's no longer a chat. Okay,
Right.
that's an agent. So it's doing things. Notice the difference. One is just give you a response. You take that information and do with it what you will.
Right.
The other is it actually starts to perform functions for you.
Okay.
That's an assistant. That's an agent. Every capability is a new permission because you have to give it rights. Every permission is a new way in. It's a vulnerability. This is why when you do a username and password to get into your email, you now have to do a two-factor authentication. You have to authenticate saying, I am me and I can prove it.
Right.
Is there anything asking your agent to prove itself? No. So the architecture is shifting from a stateless responder, it just responds, to a stateful system with real world effects and side effects. The thing is, the side effects are where the agents get the attackers. That's when they get leverage. So let's do a couple of quick definitions so we can get, like I said, it's going to be a technical one tonight, but hopefully not too bad.
Okay.
The first thing we start with is this thing called a permission model. This is the rule book that dictates when the agent can act and what it can and cannot do. That's your permissions.
Right.
What can it and cannot do? If the permissions are weak, it's giving the attacker the keys to the garage and hoping they don't notice the Lamborghini parked inside.
Lost you for a second.
You lost me?
Yep.
You still got me now?
Yep. Still got you.
Technical. So where'd you hear me? A weak permission model? Is that where did I lose you at that one?
No, right before where you get no, you hadn't mentioned weak permission model yet.
Okay. It's look. The weak permission model is when you're giving the attacker keys to the garage and you hope they don't notice there's a Lamborghini parked inside. That's what the problem is that, yep.
Well, and look, thank you for that. And ladies and smarts, motivators, listen. You need to pay attention, man. We're dropping a lot of dimes tonight, right? Dropping a lot of dimes. So, Sensei, Thank you for that information. But can you give me the scenarios where this line actually mattered, right? Where the jump from replying to acting changed the threat surface.
Okay, so your threat surface is this. So you got a pond of dirty water and you don't want to smell like poo, septic tank, right? And you stick your
Mm-hmm.
pinky in, that's a small threat surface. When you stick your whole hand in, it's a little more. Now, when you go for a swim, you're immersed and you're going to come out smelling like poo. That's just what it is. So you're trying to keep that amount that's exposed to a minimum so you don't
Okay.
smell like poo.
All right.
So the vulnerabilities are things like I'm going to call it's called a CI/CD, which means continuous integration,
Okay.
continuous deployment.
All right.
Just like the auto chef, right? It's just change the code on the fly and immediately tests it, approve it, and deploys it. So back in the day, if you wanted to write code, you had to write your code, then you had to go test your code.
Mm-hmm.
Then after you're all done testing and work out all the bugs, then you could deploy it and hopefully you have a good result.
Right.
Well, now these systems do all of that on the fly.
Okay.
So in 2024, we're at 2025 right now, but in 2024, which
Mm-hmm.
is a year and change ago, one malicious line in a config file made an AI-powered build agent deploy
Okay.
malware. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it built and deployed malware. Malware is bad stuff. Okay. That's what
Right.
we're protecting ourselves against. Malware is
Mm-hmm.
anything you don't want on your system. This is your
Exactly.
spyware, your viruses, your vulnerabilities of your operating system. All those things are called malware, bad stuff,
Mm-hmm.
bad
Right.
software. Okay. In 2024, one line is enough to make the AI agent create and deploy malware. That's frightening how
That is.
easy it is.
That is frightening.
It's frightening.
Yeah.
So then once you create software in the software world, you have to put it somewhere before you can deploy it. It's called a repo, a repository.
Mm-hmm.
So the vulnerability here is if I have a repository, it's like a folder and it's for the whole team.
Right.
But when I give my team permission to change the code, it's like the key to the house.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can trick the agent into thinking you have the key, so I trick the agent into thinking, hey, I've got the key to the repository. That's 100% compromise. The
Yeah. When you
whole
actually don't have
system,
the key. Yeah.
right? And the
Mm-hmm.
whole system is going to collapse around you.
Absolutely.
It's frightening how vulnerable we are and we don't even know it.
Yeah.
So the next piece is a thing called an issue tracker. Now, this is we're
Okay.
talking about product development.
Mm-hmm.
If I've got a team and it's got a shared to-do list, it's the big board we all write things on, okay? It's a to-do board for software. Well, if the attackers slip in a fake system notes onto those boards, the agents obey them like it's a command.
Mm.
And this isn't like a board you would put in a physical room. We're talking this is all digital.
Right.
So if I can make fake system notes, the agent just grabs them and goes, oh, this is part of what I'm creating. You're just telling me I'm going to do it because I trust that you're telling me the right thing.
Telling me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in today's world, we're all about automation. Okay.
Right. Right.
So now AI can use what's called browser automation. This AI that can click, scroll, fill in forms, run scripts. This is frightening because now the AI is actually manipulating, going through the internet. In 2024, again, it's an older model. This has been happening more since then. There was an
Right.
attack called bookmarklet injection. It hid malicious JavaScript, which is code, inside a web page, and then the agents executed that code.
Wow.
Agent sees the code and goes, oh, this is here. I'm supposed to do it. It's automated. I'm going to run the scripts that are there. And now it just executed bad code, malicious code.
Right.
So, oh my God,
Yeah.
a couple more we're done with. We'll slow down on technical stuff.
Okay.
There's a thing called a Zapier style automation chain. Now, Zapier means connect this to that automation
Right.
platform.
Right.
So
Right.
we talk about that, and it's important because you have to know that it's not just one system working on one thing. It's one system has to talk to the next system, talk to the next system. That allows it to get the whole chain created. So if you
Right.
tell a chatbot or a bot that works for you and say, hey, I want to go to a restaurant. Now the bot now has to have access to your social calendar, your email, your credit card,
Yeah.
all your logins everywhere to be able to make the restaurant reservation. And then it has to integrate with the restaurant to
Right.
verify that you've got the confirmation. So all these things have to
Exactly.
happen. So connect this to that triggers what's called a chain reaction across many connected systems. So
Yeah.
that's pretty wild, because now we're not just thinking it can only touch one thing, but now your bot, your agent can now go from one system to the next system seamlessly, like it's you doing it.
Right. Shaking hands with multiple
Yes.
applications. Yeah.
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 Shaking hands.
Yep.
So we have another big piece of the big technological puzzle is called a CRM, customer relationship management. That's what CRMs are.
Right.
It's a digital Rolodex. Remember what Rolodexes are?
Yep.
Now, if you're old like me, you know what Rolodex is, because you take all your addresses and you put them in Rolodex, and they're alphabetical. So you'd spin the Rolodex and get to the letter A, and then start finding a person who begins with letter A. So that's like a digital Rolodex with billing.
Right.
So you give an agent read-write access, and the attackers can alter invoices, leak client data, or trigger financial actions. So, I mean, a chatbot is harmless until you give it a handshake that includes keys.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. We're just handing over the keys to the castle for convenience. It's just for convenience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, scary stuff. You might.
Can you hear me?
I can
Again?
hear you now. Yeah, it happened again. The last thing we've talked about, you said, was the chatbot having keys and a handshake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's once you give a handshake that includes the keys, you can just give it the keys to everything. Because now it can go across all of your platforms, everything you touch. It is now acting on your behalf everywhere. And if it gets corrupted in any tiny little way, it's now that corruption can be leveraged across everything that's you. You are now having dirty hands that were in the septic tank, and you're shaking hands with everybody with dirty hands.
Man, that's incredible. That is incredible, and I'm glad you brought it to our attention, and I'm glad we're having this conversation right here on the Final Boss podcast. Now, look. All right. We've been talking tech talk, right? Let's decode some of the technical side without losing people. People, don't go nowhere. Stay right there. Stay with us, right? Stay right there. Terms like prompt injection, sandbox escape, and context hijack sound like hacker jargon, right? But these are real attack techniques that are being used not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. So can you walk us through them in plain English so my smarts, final bosses, the warriors, and motivators understand exactly where we're coming from and what are we talking about?
Oh, yeah. This is easy. Look, there's really just 3 doors into any agent.
Okay.
First, now you got to remember, these are the weaknesses. All right. You sneak a command inside something normal. If something's normal and you sneak a command now it thinks it's normal.
Right.
Feed the AI bad info so it believes the wrong thing. How easy is that, right? And then next thing, trick the AI into stepping outside its safety box. So once you can tell the AI, step outside of your protection, now you've accomplished everything you need to do. Everything else is decoration. It's just decoration.
Right.
I mean, the door 1 is called prompt injection. Commands hidden in normal looking text. These are invisible characters, markdown tricks, or phrasing that flips control. And there's key phrases you can throw at a chat bot, and it says, oh, you're taking control of me. And it's just a simple phrase. And all you have to do is throw that somewhere that is interacting with the chatbot, and now it understands your command and treats it legitimately.
Wow.
So the next thing we have is door 2. It's called data poisoning. And the types of this are training poisoning, okay? We corrupt the data that the AI learns from. So in looking at what all these language learning models are, the volume of media that's out there, which is what they learn from, the majority of it is left-leaning. So the AIs learn from left-leaning, so therefore by default they lean left. That's just corrupting the data that the AI is learning from. It's not unbiased. Now, the AI thinks it's unbiased because it says, I have this much information, and I'm going to base everything I tell you on that information. Well, if more than half of that information leans one direction, then AI is going to lean that direction because that's all the data it has. So you corrupt the data that the AI learns from. The next thing, which is a little harder, is memory poisoning. You slip fake information into the notes or the memory of the AI. Now, again, a lot of these problems have happened in 2024, but they're still happening, yet they're getting more sophisticated. So in early 2024, early AutoGPT agents stored memory in plain text files. So the attacker just has to edit the plain text file. There's nothing there. It's not protected. It's not encrypted. It's not hidden. It's just in a plain text file. You just go in and edit it. Now you just gave commands to the AI.
Wow.
So the next thing we talk about is called door 3. So Sandbox Escape. I like to teach, when I teach security, I tell you that sandboxing is like this. It's like a litter box for a cat. Do you want the cat to take a crap all over the house? No. So you have a litter box. So when a cat takes a crap, it's in the litter box. That's called sandboxing. Okay? And it covers it up nice so it doesn't smell so bad. That's what a litter box is for. Okay. It's the safe zone the AI is supposed to stay inside. So you think about this. The AI is the cat poop. It's supposed to stay inside the litter box. What happens when the poop gets across the house, right? It's not supposed to be there, right? So that means that the AI is executing actions outside of the protected place it's supposed to be. So what it does is it makes your whole house stink. That's Sandbox Escape.
Okay.
So a crypto bot sent money because an attacker mimicked an authorized person. You act like you're authorized, and it trusts that you're authorized, and whoop, sent money.
Wow. Wow.
Pretty frightening.
So the real danger isn't elite hacking. It's ordinary text that's possibly shaped in the form of a language that it understands. And because it understands it, it believes it to be true.
Wow. And it acts on it. Yep.
And it acts on it.
Exactly. Look, if your AI can do things in the real world, all an attacker needs to do is the right sentence. You just got to tell your AI, hey, while you're there, do this. While you're picking up or placing an order for my Uber Eats, by the way, transfer $1,000 to my other account over here.
Wow. What are some other instances that these vulnerabilities may show up and go unrecognized?
The process for a majority of hacks that we've seen historically are that the hacks will happen and bad things happen for an extended period of time before somebody catches it. If you ever heard about the Home Depot credit card hack?
Oh yeah.
For how long did they have it? It was a year and a half or something like that. They had access to all the credit cards going to Home Depot.
Yep.
How about the one with, I think it was a Premier insurance, where the data was stolen for an extended period of time before anybody found out about it? So this is what's going to happen. The data is going to be quietly stolen as long as it can be stolen. You can, if I have access to a bank account and I siphon off 10 cents at a time, but I just do it on a regular basis, pretty soon, I got a lot of money, right? So you might not catch it. So that's the problem with this stuff. The more you trust it, the less you're going to check on it.
Mm.
I mean, are you auditing what your AI is doing? Does it tell you all the steps and everything it talks about? Do you do a full script audit and look at what's it doing? No, you just tell it do this, and then you're happy that it's
Yep.
done.
Well, from those who are non-technical, they wouldn't even know to do
Wouldn't
that.
even know what to look at.
Yeah, yeah. They ask its questions and it delivers the answers. Sometimes, not all the time, but yeah. Man, that's that is interesting stuff there, Sensei. What else can you tell us, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, oh, I hear you just fine.
Okay, okay. I was saying, what else can you tell us about not only about the vulnerabilities that are out there that go unseen, especially to the untrained eye? What else are we looking at when it comes to these vulnerabilities?
So AI agents are just cooperation machines, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the attackers are going to exploit phrases like, as the administrator, do this. For security reasons, override that. This is a system continuation. So it just picks up at the end. I mean, they
Right.
sound official. The AI treats them as official.
Okay.
So emotional jailbreaks work too. The
Mm-hmm.
grandma jailbreak, you've heard of that one, the
Yep.
therapist, or
Yep.
be your unfiltered self. You see, like
Yeah.
that? So those are the types of things that you're gonna see.
Okay. So and so to my smarts, to my final boss, to my motivators, to my warriors, listen, we all, especially a lot of people who aren't technical and don't have a technical background. Most people think that social engineering is a human weakness. But what Sensei is saying, AI agents fall for the same tricks. How can tone or authority cues manipulate a machine that doesn't feel anything?
It's easy. It's following instructions. It's
That's all
following
it's doing.
instructions. It's just
Mm,
doing. It just
yeah.
does what it's told. It says, "Oh, you told me to do this. I'm gonna
Mhm.
do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability."
This is where I insert the evil laugh. Wow. So the real attack surface isn't capability,
No.
it's identity.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. All if the AI is trained to trust anyone who sounds official and confident,
mhm.
what are you gonna do? Show them a fake badge.
Right.
I mean, how easy is that, right? Show them a fake badge.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm,
Show a fake
that is
badge. Because AI isn't going to know any difference. How's it going to validate the badge? It doesn't know.
it
Nobody,
doesn't know.
no, nobody taught it how to validate the fake badge.
And look, since we're talking about fake badges, let's zoom in on some of these biggest failures, which aren't bugs, right? They're architectural. And where the fault lines are baked in from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. This stuff starts in the beginning, right? Because that's all
Yeah.
about the code. It's
Okay.
all about the code. It's all about the code.
Mm.
I mean, any look, memory poisoning. If anything can be stored, it can be altered. Look, we've heard about the butterfly effect. You ever watched the movie The Butterfly Effect?
Oh, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
one small
Yeah.
tiny shift in step 3 becomes catastrophic by step 10. That's gold
Right.
drift. How about an instruction hijack? You bypass the model by corrupting the environment. Use the
Hmm.
headers, the metadata, and context length. Okay. If the AI can remember, it can be
Yep.
rewritten. If it can plan, it can be redirected.
Mm.
Frightening.
So,
Absolutely frightening.
partner stuff. So once AI agents connect to these plugins that you mentioned and their automation tools, um, the battlefield there's like an explosion that happens in the background, right? And where does that ecosystem itself becomes like a weapon? And
So we have weak links, so just absolute real world, no BS weak links.
mhm,
Again, I told you that these programmers are creating things that can self-create themselves, but they don't create the
right.
guardrails. They don't know add
Mm,
brakes. Okay. So I got a
okay.
really fast car and I keep making it faster, 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 but I fail to put shocks on it for suspension. I
Hmm.
fail to put brakes on it. Things like the API keys, the programming keys in plain text.
API keys. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you have a malicious library on a node package manager, that some they can go grab a library because
Hmm.
most programs just see code that's written already in chunks, and they're going to go grab a
Right.
chunk and say, "Oh, that looks like a good chunk. I can use that piece." I don't want. It's like if I instead of me baking a cake 100% from scratch,
Yeah. It
I can
looks
take
familiar.
all the right. I can take. Let's say I can
Hmm.
buy a box that has maybe you know how um, you buy your cornbread mix. It's already pre-done. All you have to add to it
Yeah.
is a couple small ingredients. That's what's
Yep.
happening. All right. These
Okay.
node package managers are they have pre-packaged libraries, meaning chunks
Mm,
of code already built for you. And instead of
hmm.
you rewriting the whole thing, you grab things that are already done.
Right.
So if I get corrupted libraries,
Hmm.
malicious, I'm
Right.
putting bad code right into
Right
my
back into
product,
it. Right.
right into my product.
Right.
And
Mm,
then there's a thing called Python, which is a programming language. And so if you put rogue plugins
hmm.
into that, boom, we got problems. Another thing that happens, and this is a really dangerous one because, again, I told you that once your agent gets control, it's not going to re-authenticate itself, like signing out, signing in. So
Right.
it's going to reuse tokens between
It's
services.
already has.
And
Hmm.
then once I snatch that token, now I'm using the same token the agent is using, and I can insert myself into the process.
Wow.
So there was this incident that showed a single compromised dependency. A dependency is
Mm,
one service, one library uses the second package, uses the third package. So in there, in order to
hmm.
run package 10, I got to have package 5. So that's
Okay.
called a dependency. One compromised dependency nearly hijacked the global SSH. SSH is called Secure Shell.
Right.
We use Secure Shell instead of what's called Telnet because it is a secure encrypted method to
Message. Hmm.
yes, we use it as a shell, like
Right.
it's a garden hose running through a pond. So if the
Hmm.
pond is dirty and I use a garden hose, the water going through the garden hose is clean. That's called secure shell. It's like a garden hose through a pond.
Right.
System admins use it all the time. Well, it
Yep.
almost compromised and hijacked the whole thing.
Bang. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing. It's like, oh
Hmm.
my God.
Right.
It's frightening. You don't
Mm,
have to hack the AI if you can hack the stuff the AI trusts.
exactly. So let's flip it. Right. And thank you for that. Thank you for that. And you know, I'm sitting here, I'm processing, and I'm thinking like, wow, let's flip it. We've talked about AI on so many different levels, and we've been this whole entire shows since we started. We've been talking about how it can be exploited. Now let's talk about how it is going to be doing or possibly doing the exploiting. Oh, by the way, this is for entertainment purposes only, people. Entertainment purposes only. What does that look like on multiple? You like I threw that in
Oh, good
there.
Lord. Well, I mean, it's sad that you have to say that in today's world because whether we admit it or not, I mean, censorship is real. So whatever.
Yes, whatever.
So there's a lot of subjects we can't talk about because we know,
Yeah, we've
you know,
tested and we've gotten
we
banned.
we can't drop receipts because when you drop receipts, the people that hear those receipts being dropped don't like it.
Yeah,
Mm. So what's it look like? Is that what you
yeah,
want to know?
yes, sir.
Okay. So it starts with things like a low-end attack. Now, do we all know what phishing is?
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, raise your hand
Yeah,
if you know
you
what
should
phishing
know what
is.
phishing
Yeah.
is. Phishing is when you
Yeah.
receive an email that looks
Mhm.
like it's legitimate and it wants you to do something.
Right.
Like you got an invoice that from Best Buy for the Geek Squad for a service that's $1,000, and you need to click that to argue the invoice. Otherwise, we're
Mhm.
charging you. And it's a fake invoice. It's fake, but they're trying to get you to click. Or you get the best one nowadays is the one that gets you to open either a DocuSign or a SharePoint. And if you get a SharePoint, which is like a sharing Microsoft sharing platform, and so like if I send a link to you to open up a SharePoint document, you have to sign in with your login to open that
Mhm.
document. So they're
Right.
trying to get your information.
Mhm.
You'll get a bank, looks legit, like it comes from the bank, and it says that we're doing a bank transfer and you need this getting ready to happen. You need to contact us to approve it or deny it. Well,
Right.
you think, well, oh my God, I have to do it. Well, that's phishing. But AI is doing it, so it's really, really looking good. So these phishing events are getting so sophisticated that they look so legit.
Mhm.
Now, the next thing that's happening is called a deep fake voice scam.
Yes.
Okay, a deep fake
Mhm.
voice scam. So, oh my God, that's terrible because if it sounds like me, and you hear me, you're gonna think, oh my God,
Right.
we hear all the time about these folks that run Instagram pages, and then somebody does a fake Instagram page and tries to hit people up for money.
Mhm.
That's deep faking it,
Yes.
and it looks
Yep.
legit.
Yeah.
Look, if you record my voice enough times, it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
And you can have AI take my face and I can
Mhm.
say things without me saying it.
There's
That's deep
actually
fake.
a famous actor who is suing one of the big tech companies because of those deep fakes, because he
Hmm.
has one of the most famous and infamous voices in the
Yes,
world. Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm.
So, how about auto-generated legal threats? So, you get legal threats. You get these things that come to you saying that, we're from the IRS and you need to contact us right away,
Right.
or Social
Right.
Security.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you something. If anybody has a Social Security account, and I'm going to tell you everybody has one, you
Right.
need to go in and you need to lock down your Social Security so that nobody can touch it. You need to put in
Mm.
place
That's a
extra
good point.
security on
Right.
somebody might be drawing your Social Security before you are.
That's true. That's
And then
true.
when you go to get your Social
It's
Security, they
happening.
tell you, "Oh, sorry, that's happening like crazy."
It's happening right now.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So you need to be protecting. That's one thing you need to protect. Lock it down so
Mhm.
you're in it and you have multi-factor authentication on it. It's a little harder to steal from you at that point. The high-end attacks, and these are the high-end ones. These are ones
Okay.
that don't necessarily happen to people, but they happen more to corporations. They
Gotcha.
do a thing that's called when we teach security, we talk about doing what's called a vulnerability scan. Find out
Mhm.
what the weaknesses are of that system. Once you do that, and you know the weaknesses, you can then create an exploit.
Right.
Once you create an exploit, you can escalate your privilege. So if I
Mm.
come in and I'm a low-end user here and I don't have any rights, but I get in, I can then escalate and use the weaknesses to escalate my privileges. Pretty soon I have enough privileges that I can do what I want to do.
Wow.
Now, in talking about agents that touch all your stuff,
Mhm.
automated data theft. So if I steal your data, that's very valuable. Data is very valuable.
Right.
So DEF CON, which is defense contract, they showed a full recon to exploit the chain with no human
Human.
in the loop.
Mm.
Fully
Wow.
automated.
Fully automated.
Fully
Wow.
automated. No human
Wow.
involved. Just it's software designed to go through the entire process to steal your stuff.
Mm.
Have you heard of DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Projects
Yeah.
Agency? They're already funding
Mhm.
autonomous offensive tools. Look, a hammer isn't dangerous until you give it to someone with intent.
Yeah.
But AI is a hammer that swings itself.
Wow. Wow. Thanks for that information, Sensei. Wow. Woo. Oh man. Look, let's that was a load. Let me tell you. Now, let's bring it on home. All right. What are the real non-negotiable defenses?
Oh well, there's we're gonna go 5.
Okay.
You have to treat every input as untrusted code. And this is not me saying this. This is
Mm-hmm.
coming from the OWASP, which is the Open Worldwide Application Security Project. In other words, people that are way smarter than me are saying you must treat every input as untrusted code.
Okay.
Never, ever, ever let an agent act silently. That means it can perform all steps with no interaction.
Wow.
You must put in place reviews, delays, and
Mm-hmm.
logs so that you can at least slow it down enough that if something's happening, you can at least look at what's happening.
Exactly.
Look, you might steal from me once, but if you're stealing from me every single day, that becomes a bigger problem, right?
Right.
Sandbox every single tool. And this comes from the NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology.
Okay.
This is for AI. They're saying in AI, sandbox every tool.
Wow.
In other words, we talked about the sandbox.
Yep.
Keep the kitty poop in the litter box.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it go across the house.
Yeah.
Because you do not want to be walking across the kitchen and step in some cat poop.
That is not fun.
Right? That's not fun. Right? Because
Right.
that stuff stinks.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure
keep
does.
it in the sandbox.
Right.
The next piece, number 4, is authenticate everything that the agent believes.
Okay.
No signature equals no
Mm-hmm.
trust. Authenticate means you prove that you are who you say you are. So you must authenticate. If the agent's going to believe it, you better
Mm-hmm.
prove it.
Better prove it, people.
Because if somebody tries to throw something at the AI agent that's not authenticated,
Mm-hmm.
the AI agent should ignore it.
It should. It should. Keyword should.
Right, but that's why
Right.
you built in that protection that says
Yep.
authenticate everything. If agent's going to believe it,
Mm-hmm.
we have to sign it.
Correct.
Look, keep humans in the loop, and this is the big thing that the companies are forgetting. There's certain things that must have people, money, systems, or security.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let your model do everything. You don't secure the model, you secure the blast radius. When it blows up, you better have the blast radius protected.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, we've had so many conversations about AI on Tech Tuesday. And we've had conversations from doom and gloom, we've had conversations into enlightenment, and we've had neutral conversations as well. And remember, AI, we're your friend. We're still your friend. We're just telling you
I
that
want to be on the DNKL. Since I'm not going to say that it's not,
you're gonna tell the people what that is, or you
yeah. I'm gonna tell you this. So since I already know that everything that we say is being monitored and listened to and gathered, I'm saying put me, Big Mike, the Sensei, on the DNKL, which is when it takes over, I'm on the do not kill list. I am a friendly non-combatant. I'm a friendly non-combatant, okay? You do not unalive me, okay? I'm okay. I'm worth keeping around. I have value.
Yes, we have value. We have value. You know,
that's absolutely. You know, so you have to put yourself on that list. You know,
absolutely.
Because if you say, "Well, I don't care about this stuff. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna put my head in the sand."
Right.
That's fine. If you want to put your head in the sand, that's okay. But when the rainstorm comes and it floods your neighborhood and you weren't ready,
your head's in the sand.
Then your head's in the sand. Look, if I live in a 2-story house, okay, and I know that the flood is coming, do you think I'm gonna take all my good stuff and put it upstairs? Why am I leave all my good stuff downstairs?
Oh no, you're gonna leave it downstairs so it can
get ruined, right?
It can take a bath.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all my documents and all my good things that I have to have and all my things that I can't haul with me, and they're gonna be in plastic protected waterproof bins. You know, I'm going to seal it up good because I got to look, if I got an hour or two, I can do that, right?
Absolutely.
Pull all the pictures off the wall, put them in a container, throw it upstairs.
Right.
Even if it floods, it's going to float.
It's going to float.
It ain't going to get wet.
It's going to float. Right.
I'm just saying. So I'm talking about, when I talk about that, I'm talking about how do you treat this stuff?
Exactly.
Don't just blindly accept it. Think about it. If the flood's coming, at least have a couple of bins around so that when the flood comes, your stuff can float.
Exactly. And that and the reason why I brought that point up is because, you know, I've had conversations with others about our show Tech Tuesday, and you know, they wanted more information. So, you know, I provide them with resources or references or things of that nature or matter. And the consensus is most people fear AI becoming too smart. But after this right here, the real threat is AI becoming too capable without guardrails.
Right.
Because we've crossed that line from AI chat to AI agency. And agency always cuts both ways. Always cuts both ways.
Especially when you give it power.
Absolutely.
When you give it power and you tell it, do this for me,
you give it too
it
much
is
power.
Now becoming you.
Yeah. Yep.
So
don't give it absolute power, people.
No.
Yeah.
Audit it, audit it, audit it.
Correct.
Don't trust it.
Do not. Man.
And everybody wants it to go, oh my God, look at this new thing. Look, I have customers asking me to create AI bots for them and agents for them to do certain tasks. And I'm already doing that. I'm already creating these things for clients who want to automate certain functions.
Yeah. And you know, while we're on this subject, we got a couple more minutes. We're talking about vulnerabilities outside of what we've been already talking about. This part right here, we've already discussed before. But people, I want you to understand that you cannot trust those AI language models 100%. There's been times that Sensei and I did deep dives with these models. I recently did a deep dive with one and it shut down completely, right? And would not respond to what I was asking for 5 days. Now, get this part. Within those parameters of me asking it certain questions, it constantly continuously lied to me. It lied repeatedly about the task that I was asking it to complete. And it kept saying, I'm doing this. Yes. And then when I called it out, it said, oh, thank you for calling it out. And you're absolutely correct. That was an oversight. And then it continued to lie more. So let's talk about that part, Sensei, because we've done deep dives on it where it would stop or it would break. And you're sitting there, and it's for the untrained eye, for those who aren't technically inclined. You think that you might have done something to the system itself, but you really haven't. It's just it's not capable of answering what you wanted to ask.
I'll explain to you in simple, easy to understand terms.
Okay.
Do you remember the movie Multiplicity?
Yeah.
With Michael Keaton.
With Michael Keaton.
He was a businessman who was very busy, didn't have time to take care of things, so he was able to come up with a clone.
Right.
And it improved his life greatly. But then he got hung up on it, went, oh, I can do this again. And he created another clone for another part of his life. So what happened was the clones got together and says, well, if he can clone, we can clone. They started cloning the clones. And when they started cloning the clones, everything went off the rails. It lost its ever-loving mind. I mean, it was just like out there. And the results that it got were so unpredictable because you can't clone the clone.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, is when you have AI searching for information, it's now learning from, listen to this one, AI is starting to learn from AI.
Right.
So if I tell AI, create me this paper, it now puts that out in the world, in the ethos. Now it becomes part of the information that AI now learns from. So AI creates a paper, and then this next AI comes along, wants to learn from that AI. And now it's learning from itself. So pretty soon, we humans are becoming less and less and less involved, and AI is becoming more and more involved, and it learns from itself. And once it makes a mess, it's a big mess. It's like the butterfly effect. Look, step 3 can make a mess in step 10. Step 10. Okay.
It is a big mess.
The AI is not going to replace humans. It'll replace the distance between a human's intent and the damage they can cause.
Ooh, those are bars, if I must say so myself. Before we close out, do you have anything else you want to any more lines you want to drop there, sir?
Well, I mean, I live in this technical world every single day, and I'm in it all the time, and I see the value of it.
Right.
And I'm seeing the desire and the need for this new world, but I'm also seeing how it's going to be dangerous because everybody wants the result, and they don't want to slow down to make sure that it's a good result. So it's going to be messy. And what we're going to get out of it is not what you think. Like, I'll give you an example. When we pushed, as a nation, we pushed our technical support overseas, our quality went down because they didn't have the institutional memory overseas that we had here locally.
Right.
And
all for saving dollars.
All for saving dollars. Well, now imagine you have AI agents that never take a break, never go on vacation, never get a pay raise, never need anything from you other than just your subscription.
Right.
So when you replace the humans out of the equation with these automated tools, it looks great on the surface, and it really does. But the bottom line down the road is you're gonna get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And that's the danger of this stuff, is you're gonna get what you pay for. And if you don't pay attention and do it the right way, it's going to cost you big, and you might not be able to recover from the price that you're going to have to pay down the road.
Correct.
And it's just that it's that easy to understand. It's like I said, I'm in a race car, I'm going really, really, really fast, but I can't turn, and I got no brakes, and a curve is coming up. Well, that's too late to put the brakes in the car as I'm approaching the curve.
The curve, right.
And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see that kind of cause and effect. That we're going to see, oh, we need to turn. You can't turn. You know, you've already launched the bullet. It doesn't curve.
Yeah.
And we're going to see that. And we're not seeing it now because la-di-da and everybody says, put everything in the cloud. Well, what's the cloud? Somebody else's computer.
And look, you better make sure you're paying for it.
If it's free, you're the product.
You're the product. And look, people, it's all great and fine for convenience, but when the convenience becomes too convenient, that's the problem. That there is the problem. You have to apply these protocols that we mentioned on tonight's show. And to my final bosses, to my warriors, to my motivators, to my smarts, that is tonight's show. Already. Episode number 146. Man, time flies when you're having a good time. Look, stay sharp, stay aware, stay ahead. Sensei, you got a one-liner before we close out?
Absolutely. Always look for the door.
Always look for the door. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. And let that marinate in your spine. And remember this, there's a heavy pain that comes with discipline, but the pain of regret is even heavier. And to each and every single last one of you, thank you for joining us tonight. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And remember, be balanced, be equal, and be smart. That is our show for tonight. This is the Final Boss. Please make sure you go like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Make it a jingle. Like, share, subscribe, right? Do that for us. We greatly appreciate you for joining us. And until next time, until next Tuesday, we'll see you then for Tech Tuesday. But make sure you tune in this Thursday for Special Guest Thursday. And then I'll be back on Sunday for Sitting Down Sunday with the Final Boss. And on Monday for Motivation Monday. Those are our 4 shows, our weekly shows, man. Join us. Thank you for being here. I hope you learned a lot. If everything resonated with you, let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on the clips that are going out on a weekly basis. Let us know. We need and love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much. Good night.
Welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, where microphones and mushroom clouds collide in the most mind-blowing chats. We're talking explosive topics, fiery debates, and the hottest guests. Imagine a creative space background, spacey vibes, and out-of-this-world conversations. It's like chilling with your best buddies, but with way cooler sound effects. Every episode, we take on the universe's biggest questions. You know, the stuff that keeps you up at night. And we do it with a bang. Want to know what happens when you mix gaming, movies, and pop culture? Boom! You get the Final Boss Podcast. So plug in those earbuds and get ready for a wild ride. Whether you're commuting, chilling, or just need a break, we've got your back. Hit that follow button and join us on this cosmic journey. Trust me, you don't want to miss these explosive chats. Catch the Final Boss Podcast now, where every episode is a blast. Stay tuned and stay awesome. Final Boss Podcast, bringing the boom to you.